Hi, Diggsly, and I am now making half-assed Minecraft command block tutorials. Now this is a showcase of my voidwalker kind of commands. To make this happen, you gotta select which player you want to have this ability, because the downside to this, unfortunately, is that it turns all of your swords to stone. Now, before I continue showing this off, please subscribe. I'm desperate. Okay, we've been struggling. We don't have our Gato right now or our mic booms, and I'm using a headset to record this and PlayStation's recording. Ugh, it's terrible. Share factor, all that shit. Okay. So how this works is when you're holding this sword, it activates your void walking abilities. I'm gonna get from this checkpoint. Hold on. I'm gonna get from this checkpoint to that checkpoint down there. So while you're holding it, you'll notice that it's flashing in your inventory. After it's flashed, you throw it and it will teleport you down to the void, giving you instant health, blindness, and yeah, I forget what else, but I think that might have been it. Either way, if you look at my coordinates, I'm walking down here, and I was originally at Z80, but I will head over to Z20. Now when I switch to an item that isn't a sword, it will pull you and anybody around you out of the void. Now the cool thing about this is that if you were to go uphill, it would immediately put you on the highest surface. So we'll head back over here to Z80. And we're on top of the hill, no damage taken. Let me just head back down here real quick. I'm gonna show you another upside to this. Now only one player can have this ability active because of how the commands work to get this. But the cool thing about it is that you can pull nearby mobs and players down with you. So I will leave those guys down there. And I will come back up here. And I will grab the villagers. Now AI doesn't really properly work down here, as you can tell. But if I get in the center here and pull them out, they're working just fine. So I will head down here. I forgot I was in survival mode. Anyways, you've already seen the uphill thing, so I will now show you the commands. So down here, this is everything you need to get it to work. Of course, you can exclude what you want or include what you want. I don't care, it's yours to mess around with. But this is how it activates. So this repeating command block is constantly enchanting your sword. So put whatever player you want this to work for, their name right here. This is going to be the case for almost all of these things. So in mine, it's Diggsly. So it has to be on always active and 20 ticks. The 20 ticks is to prevent lag, and it will also be just enough to keep these comparators, keep the comparators active. Now, it's enchanting your sword constantly. It has to be a sword enchantment, so that way it only includes the sword. Then you're going to replace item, entity, the user, weapon, main hand, stone sword. Alright, so that will constantly make it so that sword is activating this. Of course, if you were to deactivate this, there would be many problems, such as now it's not working because it can't keep enchanting an item that's already enchanted. So this one doesn't need a tick delay, it just needs it to be always active and conditional. So over here, the execution, this is gonna take the player that of course has the ability and tag the stone sword with voided. Now this one here has to be above Y0 because the void is below Y0, so just kind of copy that whole command there, add voided. Same thing on this side, but this one I believe is, I don't know, it's conditional. Execute Diggsly particle. This one's just so when people see you teleport, it's a puff of smoke. So following that, you'll create this little device here. I think it's called a bud switch. I don't really know redstone terms. You hook the comparator up to this segment, which comes over here and activates this stuff. I'll get into that pillar in a second because that's returning from the void. This one, execute addy tag voided. This was going to teleport everybody in a range of 5 blocks to -40, the lowest point in the void. Now, right up here, unconditional. Execute addy type tag voided effect. Range 5 instant health. You need this. If you don't have this, you're gonna die down there in survival mode. The other parts are just for effect. Blindness makes it look like a dark void. If not, you're gonna see the skybox and the bedrock above. It will look nasty. This is gonna give you another stone sword once you've thrown it, because unfortunately, teleporting the sword down to the void with the player who threw it would kill it instantly, because everything pretty much dies instantly down there. Of course, up here is just another particle effect, so when you head into the void, everybody around you will see a smoke puff. So that's all that. I'll put it into the description. Now this device here, this is for when you return from the void. When you're holding it, it will push this block forward, and when you're not, it will push it back, which will activate this. This will execute at the player who's in the void and force everybody below -40, negative y40, around there, to teleport themselves to the highest level in the world. So wherever they are, it will put them on the highest mountain. If you're in a lake, it will put you in the lake. So it's a good way of getting out of caves. This one will just clear all the effects so you don't have instant health and you're immortal and you won't be blind anymore. And this one just adds the particle effect. Of course, I'll be putting all of this into the description. Don't forget this one here is an impulse. This can't be a repeat. It also needs to be redstone, needs redstone. All of these, this one can be always active, but this one has to be needs redstone. This one can be always active. That's it. Boy.